had one quick question. You had said 12,000 square miles, and then in the presentation it had 1,200. I was trying to figure.
I'm sorry, 1,200 square miles. Not quite that big.
I was trying to do the math and was like, is that wrong? I know.
It did get a lot bigger.
Okay, so the 1,200 is correct.
Sorry, it is 1,200 square miles.
Thank you. No other questions.
It's streaming now.
Okay, thank you. I'll tell them to verify. Councilmember Peterson.
No, thank you. Very nice presentation. Appreciate your work on this.
Councilmember Williams.
No questions. Thank you for all your hard work.
Councilmember Sherman.
No questions, thank you.
And Councilmember Boyle.
You said that the main purpose of this is for cross-training and things. So if this does not pass, giving us some examples of what we will lose.
So specifically to College Place, it would be that approximately $500,000 that they would lose from their EMS budget. What that does is the chief would have to figure out with the council members how to continue funding the service. For all of the agencies, it would mean the same thing, is they would have to look at their existing dollars and figure out if they could or how they would continue to provide the service to their respective jurisdictions with a lack of funding. So overall, the EMS levy brings in about $3.9 million that is distributed to all of the agencies. So if it were not to pass, they would have to look at how do we make up those dollars.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for that information. You know, 500,000 is a huge hit for a city our size, and especially for our, mostly volunteer firefighter program. It's even a more significant hit considering that we keep costs as low as we possibly can with all those volunteers and still would lose that much money, and that would be very difficult. So thank you so much for the efforts you put into this. Thank you for coming and taking the time to let us know more about what's going on and the need for to continue the EMS levy. We really appreciate your time.
Absolutely, thank you.
You have a good evening. Thank you. David said his job is done.
Good job, David.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Thanks for being here, David.
All right, so we have some action items on our agenda. We have first Mr. McAndrews with us, who's going to present on the loan agreement for construction funding of the stormwater decant facility.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Council. This is a grant agreement, not a loan. I believe. You have me second guessing myself now.
Did I say it's a grant, not a loan?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Let's correct it. Grant agreement. Thank you.
Regardless, you all may recall we've talked about our decant facility several times before. JEB Engineers was hired a few years ago to start on design. We've completed design, submitted that back to Department of Ecology, and they have funded us for construction of the decant facility. This is a stormwater decant facility that allows us to, when we pick up sweepings and factor out catch basins and things like that, allows us to dump that material, let the liquids sort out, and then make their way to the treatment plant and the solids to dry. And typically with proper testing, those solids can then be used to fill dirt somewhere and doesn't become a hazardous material. So they're popular on the west side in particular, and more cities on the east side have them. City of Walla Walla has one that's kind of makeshift, but this will be pretty state of the art. Decant facility being built out near the wastewater treatment plant, adjacent to, there's a site, if you want to pull up a site, if you don't mind. Well, that's kind of just the site layout of it itself, and then the larger site plan kind of shows on the map the general location of it. As you come in on Owens Road into the wastewater treatment plant, it'll be kind of right there. first thing as you enter your property. So there's the big silver barn. It'll be right next to that, if you're familiar with that area. So anyway, it is 95% grant with 5% local match. So for the total $2,050,000 of that, 1,947,500 are grant funds and 102,500 are local match. So it's a pretty good deal for us to build this facility, and it's going to be really useful for us now and into the future. Any questions?
All right, I'm gonna start with Councilmember Green, but I'm gonna give Councilmember Boyle a heads up. The next question is starting on her side.
Okay.
Councilmember Green, questions or comments?
Just curious about the 102,000. I assume that's something built into the existing budget and was anticipated for the year, but obviously not having been here, I still have to ask.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Good question. It is budgeted. It will come out of our stormwater utility funds.
That's all I've got. Thanks.
Councilmember Cleveland?
No questions, but thank you to all our staff for the hard work in securing these funds that our local residents don't have to fork out for our facilities. So thank you very much.
Councilmember Cleveland, I'm sorry, Councilmember Steckline.
No questions.
Councilmember Peterson?
No questions, thank you.
Councilmember Williams?
No questions. I've been looking forward to this, so glad it's here.
Councilmember Sherman?
Ditto. No, this is exciting.
And Councilmember Boyle?
No questions. Great job. Thanks.
Mr. McAndrews, can you tell us how this decamp facility differs from what we're currently doing?
Yeah, so currently, when we collect leaves and things like that, there's a muddy spot in our yard that they get dumped and liquids sort out. It really is a mess. Certain things will get hauled out, in this vicinity out near the gun range and dumped. But we really don't have a facility that can handle this type of waste. And so this will be really nice to have, state-of-the-art facility that's set up to handle this type of material.
Probably makes us better stewards of our land.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Councilmember Peterson?
I guess I do have a question. So the college got involved with this, and so the potential for an adverse impact on the environment, that's obviously why they're giving us the funds, and that is the containment of the fluids more, or just the whole ball of wax.
The whole ball of wax. As it stands, a lot of the liquids get sorted out. If you dump a pile of wet leaves, the liquids eventually sort out and they find their way sometimes across the pavement. They might make their way into a catch basin, into the storm system, which isn't good. So this ensures that that's going to the treatment plant instead of the storm system and the creeks.
Oh.
And then it also, with proper sorting and rotating the solids, it allows them to dry so that they can be put back to the earth in a safe manner without contaminants. So.
Great, thank you so much.
Yep.
I'm just gonna make a quick comment. I once asked Robert what we do with our leaves, because I'm a gardener, right? So I like to throw leaves into my garden.
Yeah.
And I was asked him what we do with her leaves, and he didn't even answer my question. He just says, you don't want to put what's in these leaves in your yard or in your garden, so.
Well, and that's true. I mean, the leaves we pick up are coming off of the street. The Department of Ecology would consider them contaminated. Any sweepings or anything like that that comes off the street have road grime and oils and things in them, and generally aren't going to be something you would want to put in your garden. So
Sure.
this process helps change some of that.
And that's great, because even though we're dumping them still somewhere off by the gun range, it doesn't matter. It's still going into land that's affected within College Place. So I think it's so important that we take this next step. So thank you for that. All right, if there's no other questions or comments, do we have a motion on resolution number 26-002?
All
Councilmember
motion
Cleveland.
to adopt resolution number 26-002 to authorize Public Works Director or designee to sign agreement with Washington State Department of Ecology, accepting $1,947,500 in grant funding with the required local match of $102,500 for the construction of new stormwater decant facility.
All right, thank you. We have a first. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Councilmember Green, second. Any additional discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstentions? All right, the ayes have it, and the motion to adopt resolution number 26-002 has passed. Next on our agenda, is Mr. McAndrews who will present an agreement to accept a grant for the 2025-2027 biennial stormwater capacity for council approval.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Again, some of you that have been here for a while may recall this. This comes up about every 2 years. The Department of Ecology offers what they call a stormwater capacity grant, which is 100% grant funding to help cities like us enforce and operate under the NPDES permit, the National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System permit that we're bound to by Department of Ecology. So it covers things like public education and involvement, illicit discharge detection, activities supporting programs that control runoff from new development, redevelopment, construction sites, pollution prevention, establishing and refining stormwater utilities and rate structures, water quality monitoring, source control for existing development, and equipment purchases that result directly in improved compliance. So the city can and does historically put in for reimbursement from ecology for certain activities like that fall under those parameters essentially. Again, they're offering us the $120,000 for the next 2 years. This is essentially retroactive from July 1st of 25 and will be in place till March 31st of 2027, should we accept it. I guess I'll open up for questions.
Councilmember Boyle.
No questions. Thank you.
Councilmember Sherman.
No questions.
Councilmember Williams.
No questions. Thank you.
Councilmember Peterson.
No questions, thank you.
Councilmember Steckline.
I just wanted to say thank you, and I appreciate the part about the education piece because I think it's really important to educate people about stormwater and what happens. I'm excited to hear about that. That's all.
Councilmember Cleveland
No questions.
and Councilmember Green.
No questions.
All right, so we have no questions or comments or further comments. Do we have a motion on resolution number 26-001?
I'll make a motion to adopt resolution number 26-001 to authorize the Public Works Director or designee to sign an agreement accepting $120,000 for the 2025 to 2027 biennial stormwater capacity grant.
Second, Peterson.
Thank you. We have a first and a second. Any additional discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstentions? All right, the ayes have it, and the motion to adopt resolution number 26-001 has been approved or passed. Next on our agenda, Mr. Ferguson is going to present the ordinance, ordinance 26-002 for the transfer of the franchise agreement from Ziply Fiber to BCE Holdings Corporation.
Great. Thank you, Mayor. So yeah, it's kind of tough to follow. Somebody gives you all this money and now here I come along with nothing. So, but put me at the front of the line next time. Anyway, no, just long and short, this is a situation that's been going on for quite some time. Some of the council may recall that we initially started talking about this back in March of 2025, and it was based on a letter from Ziply, who is who has a current franchise with the City of College Place for wireless services. That was adopted in 2022. And so this letter basically came along in the end of December of 24 and was asking, because they were currently in negotiations and had signed a merger agreement. Their parent company called Northwest Fiber had signed a merger agreement with BCE Holding. And I am not going to put us all to sleep with describing the food chain of how that works. But essentially what it comes down to is BCE Holding is a U.S. corporation, United States subsidiary of Bell Canada. Bell Canada then is also owned by a publicly traded company out of Canada called BCE Inc. And so long and short of it is their parent company, Ziply, who has your franchise in the City of College Place and lots of other places around here, is requesting consent based on the franchise they signed with the city back in 2022 and your ordinance. It refers to your ordinance. It basically says that the city, the part that's, I'll try to get through this real quick just so it's in the record, but it basically says the assignment or transfer of any business registration, franchise, or lease subject to this title, meaning your title 2010, may not directly or indirectly be transferred, assigned, or disposed of by sale, lease, merger, consolidation, or other act of the grantee, franchisee, or lessee by operational law of otherwise without prior written consent of the city, which consent shall not be unreasonably withheld or delayed except as expressed by ordinance, and then only on such reasonable conditions as may be prescribed therein. So a lot of fancy words just to say they need your permission to, because this is a merger, they do need the city's consent because now their ownership has changed. And so they have this letter that's in your packets there that they're asking for the mayor to be able to sign. The reason for the delay, you may be saying, well, why did it take almost over a year to get this done? And again, there was some issues, let's say, with the current franchise and some of the subcontracted work that was going on in the city. And one of the things that Mr. McAndrews wanted to make sure of is that we didn't consent to this with the current status of some of the outstanding permits. So it was quite the ordeal, but we got there. It only took a year, but it sounds like we're good to go and everything is in good shape, much better than when we started. So it's kind of an opportunity, a fortuitous scenario. So long and short of it is we're here just to get permission to authorize the mayor to sign the letter, which is ironic because well, in my world it is, because normally you don't pass an ordinance to sign a letter. It's like, kind of sawing a toothpick with a chainsaw. It's a little much, but in this particular case, you have to do it that way. Or our opinion is that we should do it this way because the original franchise was passed by ordinance, and as I'm sure you all are very well aware, you can't amend an ordinance with a resolution. You have to have another ordinance. So long and short of it is it got kind of stuck in the hard to do box for a little while there. So anyway, that's what we're here tonight to do, is to get this finally off everybody's plate. And nobody is going to be more happy than Jessica Epley, the vice president with Ziply, who is now mine and Mr. McAndrews' best friend. So anyway, that. Happy to answer any questions.
Councilmember Green.
I got nothing.
Councilmember Cleveland. Councilmember Steckline.
No question.
Councilmember Peterson.
Ziply, it's interesting. They're the service they offer our city is an alternative to what else is out there, and I hear good things and whatnot. It is interesting that there are whole swaths of our city that Ziply cannot go through. I think that's underground cable areas. They go off of telephone. In other words, it's a service that could really benefit many of the people of the City of College Place with lower rates compared to some of the other services that are out there. But yet there are large swaths that will never, I guess, see Ziply's business. Any thoughts on that, Robert? Or
I think that is somewhat by their own choice. I don't believe the city's doing anything to hold them back from that, but they pick and choose where it makes the most sense for them. And I don't think the city has any say in how that goes. The only thing that I can think of from the city standpoint that could potentially hold them back is moratoriums on new overhead lines in the downtown corridor, but they could certainly go underground.
And I think this is too a case of people getting along and saying, can I use your underground? And the other party can say no.
Sure, and it does, I mean, it does become expensive to go underground. Put
Yeah.
new trenches in and new conduit and things is
Yeah.
costly. And so
Yeah.
that's unfortunately a challenge anywhere there's already existing development is adding new underground infrastructure.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll have to deal with. Yeah. Great. Thanks.
Councilmember Williams,
No questions. Thank you.
Councilmember Sherman,
No question.
and Councilmember Boyle.
No questions.
Mr. Ferguson, I have a quick question. This is just a procedural question. Did we make, error is not the right word, but I'm gonna use the word error in approving this contract by ordinance in the first place?
No, that's a fantastic question because that is something that is one of the few rare things where our wonderful revised code of Washington will oftentimes not say anything about how legislative bodies at the local level need to process certain things. Franchises, ironically, are really unique in the sense that they are a contract that is also an ordinance. So your ordinance, I got a visual aid here, but ordinance 2022-023 starts out just like a regular ordinance and then literally moves the second page, moves into a contract. So it's one of those rare situations where the statute requires it to be done by ordinance. And for some odd reason, you can't do it within 5 days after it's first been presented to council. You must wait 5 days. That's got to be something to do with the railroad there, because you know how that always, it's got to be, there's got to be a story there.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. So, but no, it's an odd thing, but no, absolutely, we have to do it by ordinance. So,
Okay.
yeah. Great question.
Listen. All right, thank you. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, do we have a motion on ordinance number 26-002?
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 26-002, authorizing the transfer of franchise agreement from Ziply Fiber to BECE Holding Corporation.
Thank you. We have a motion from Councilmember Green. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Councilmember Sherman, second. We have a first and a second. Any additional discussion? Hearing none, let's vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, the ayes have it and the motion is passed for ordinance number 26-002. Oh, wow, we kind of went right through those. So there's two informational packets in your review. Let me try this again. There's two informational reports in your packets to review. If you haven't already done so, please make sure to do that. And reach out to any departments if you have any questions on them. Is there any other business for good of the order? We are already down to closing items. All right, seeing none, do we have a motion to conclude the meeting?
So moved.
Thank you. That was from Councilmember Boyle. We have a motion to conclude the meeting. Is there a second?
Second.
Councilmember Peterson, second. If there's no objection, the meeting is concluded at 7:33 p.m. Thank you all very much. Appreciate it.
Hair.
Okay, we're